Hey everyone, today we're talking about the new Berserk game. I've been really into Berserk the past week. I'm almost caught up. Well, that's not entirely true. I'm on the second last arc, but the new game was recently revealed that it's covering from the Golden Age arc to the Millennium arc, which is where I'm at. So I think I've read enough of it to be at a point where I can do a video on who I think is going to be in the game. I've got a couple of characters announced so far. I've got it written down here so don't forget everything. And so don't forget characters' names honestly, because I can't remember every single character. We've had Shirka, I think that's how you pronounce it, it's a German name, announced. We've had Judo, which amazes me, the knife guy who was in the Band of the Hawk. I didn't see him being playable. Griffith, Casca, and Guts. The thing you gotta remember with these games, Koei Tecmo can literally make anyone playable. Even if they don't have a moveset, they can be playable. Like, even if they're not a fighter, they can easily be in this game. And we've had stuff similar done in like the Hyrule Warriors game, for example. So there isn't really a stupid, there's not really a stupid prediction of who you think is going to be in this game. So I think that maybe we'll get Guts pre-Eclipse. Well, we've got him post-Eclipse, maybe pre-Eclipse. Femto, I think, is a pretty big bet, using his gravity manipulation powers or whatever it is he has. I think they could easily make a moveset out of him. Even if we don't know a lot about a character, they can easily make a moveset. They've done something similar in the One Piece games with Shanks. Serpico, again probably butchering his name, he's a given, I'd say. He's got a really cool sword he got in the Millennium arc, so he could have a pretty interesting moveset. Farnese could be. I feel like she should use her whip and not her dagger, because I don't know, a dagger, it's really, I don't see the dagger being that good a weapon in this game. I think she could easily be playable. Is it Azan, the massive knight guy who's all about the Code of Honor, who used to work for Farnese? I think he could be playable, most likely. He's got a really cool weapon, so I'd love to see him playable. Skull Knight, he would be awesome. If I could give the Skull Knight, you know, my dreams have come true. We don't know, we haven't seen that much of him, but you know, he's a big ass motherfucker with a sword. I think that's all you really need to see. Villains wise, General Zod, probably, because he's the second most prominent villain we've had in the series, apart from Griffith. He'd be pretty cool to play as, and I don't think this will happen. I really want it to happen though. Is it Mozgus? I really want him playable, the villain from the Conviction arc. In his apostle form, in his human form, I don't care. I really like that guy, so I'm really hoping he's playable. And that's all I can really think of roster-wise, to be honest. We don't really need to have a big roster for this game. Just the fact that it's a Berserk game is a reason enough to buy it. If they made a sequel, they'd have to expand the roster. But I think this roster is big enough that it doesn't even need to be that big, in all honesty. And they've got enough characters, enough main characters, that I think people would be happy with it. In the first One Piece Pirate Warriors game, they only had like 10 playable characters. For the sequel, they then had like 40, because they realised that they needed to add something new. They could do the same in a Berserk game, but I don't see that many characters that can really be playable. Maybe the moth person from the Lost Children arc, I can't remember their name. Maybe Void, the God Hand with the brain, with his dimension manipulation. He'd be pretty cool. I'd be down for that. But apart from essentially all the characters I've listed here, can't really think of anyone else. I think Pippin, I think his name's Pippin, the big black guy in Band of the Hawk. Maybe him, but that's probably stretching at that point. So yeah, that's who I think will be in the game, and I'm really hoping we'll get some info soon, because I can't wait to play it. And yeah, that's that then.